Hey, it's Stephanie from Deco Cakes. So today I'm trying out some new recipes, and I'm trying out new recipes because I'm looking for a cake batter cake, like one that you would get from the grocery store, but obviously homemade. So I want to put together something consistent that's easy to make, that I could make from one batter, and I could make the yellow cake, the white cake, or different flavors in the cake, chocolate, red velvet. And I needed to cut pretty simple, like so that it doesn't make crumbs when I'm cutting a cake, and when I'm frosting a cake I really would like less crumbs. So I came up with this cake batter that I'm using, and we'll see how it goes. So today I'm making a chocolate cake. I'm actually going to try out a new recipe, but I'm making my basic yellow cake, which I put in flour, sugar, baking soda, and salt in this. And I'm going to mix that up real quick. I sifted it together, and then I'm going to add in half a cup of shortening. So I'm mashing in shortening with a potato masher, because that works just as good as a pastry cutter, until it gets crumbly. I should take that one. So I'm putting in a quarter cup of chocolate, because it's going to be a chocolate cake, and I'm sifting it because chocolate is usually bumpy. It doesn't really have to be sifted, but just easier. And you put it in before you put in your wet ingredients, which are milk, eggs, and vanilla. But I'm going to add coffee to this recipe because coffee usually brings out the chocolate taste. I'm going to put it in my mixer. And before we put in the wet ingredients, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to add the wet ingredients now. I usually use buttermilk, but today I just used regular milk because I didn't have any. And I'm going to add in coffee now. It's actually hot because I made myself some too. So I'm putting in slowly so the eggs don't cook. And this is our chocolate mix. You want to get around the sides and make sure you get everything off the bottom. I like to measure out my cake mix to make sure the cakes are the same size when I put them in. And I usually put about 2 cups in each, approximately. It's an 8-inch pan. I usually make 3 tiers, but I'm just using this as a sample cake to try a new recipe, so I'm not worried about that. Bang it out to get the bubbles out. There you go. Bake them up. So I added in red food coloring just to see if I could make it a red velvet cake, which is going to be another sample, and it worked. So now I have red velvet cake too. So these are the finished cakes. I got red velvet, vanilla, and chocolate. And on to decorating. These are the finished cakes. This is the yellow cakes, which I'm actually going to use for a cake that I have to do tomorrow. And then these are the chocolate cakes. The chocolate cakes I used regular milk, and these ones I used buttermilk. I actually prefer the buttermilk, and I will be using buttermilk from now on. You could see that my cakes bake up very flat. That's because I keep it in an oven about 325 instead of 350, and it makes them bake flat, so I don't have to cut off the tops when decorating the cakes. But I'm pretty sure that I like the buttermilk better, and I will be using that from now on. And I will include the recipe at the bottom of this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you tune into the next Deco Cakes video where we decorate the cakes.